Hey there, traders. Welcome to another daily E-mini futures trading recap where we use levels of support and resistance in the SPY to enter trades in the S&P 500 E-mini futures, which is the symbol ES. It is 8:26 a.m. Eastern right now on Monday, July 15, and the levels you see on your screen have been identified well before the opening bell to use as our baseline for E-mini trades today. There's a tight zone up around 564.50, which should be important if they get there soon. If and when the SPY hits any of these levels and everything else looks good at the time, trades will be entered in the E-minis following a set of rules, and this approach has a great track record of providing consistent daily profits. We'll come back to this same chart after the market closes today to analyze the trades that were taken. Catch you then. And we're back. It's almost 7:30 p.m. Pretty good day. Very good day, actually, above average. So before I zoom in and talk about the trades and how they should have been traded, just pay attention to what price did. Follow price through time. They opened up here, hung around this level. We're going to talk about what to do after 9:45. It went up to this zone. That was the money spot. I had a feeling early on. I even said it in the email this morning that if they got there soon, and this qualified, that they would probably react there. And they did. Came back, bounced off the level, came down to this level. This was a no trade because it was after 3:30, but it still worked. So let's take a closer look because we need to get in and pick this apart a little bit. So only thing I did here was adjust the levels. I added a 5-cent buffer toward price as price was coming into it because at 9:45 they were down here somewhere. So they could have gone down farther, but they chose to go up. Well, where'd they go? The high of this 9:50 a.m. candle was 562.25. That's 5 pennies away. That qualifies as a near miss, especially when they pull away really fast. What are we looking for? We're looking for 4 ES points. The equivalent is 40 cents in the SPY. So that would be somewhere around here, 560.90 or so. So, I mean, they did that and then some. So I'm not going to touch this level if they come back up into it later. I don't want to touch that level again because that was a trade right there. However, if it gets above, which it did, so leave this alone, then when they come back down, or if they come back down, the odds of them providing support on the other side are much higher. So that was a place to take a recycle trade. But let's talk about this zone. I don't adjust levels on the zone because they're really not as precise. Anywhere in that area is valid, and it was a pretty tight zone. What I did is sold right in the middle, waited it out, and rode it most of the way down. In fact, I even rode this up, but we'll talk about that when we get to the screenshots. And nothing else to do for the rest of the day. I mean, this level was important, but I'm not taking any more trades. And I got down to 560.04. That's the operating level. It was after 3:30, and I'm not interested in taking a trade. If you did, it would have paid off, but that's just one of my rules. Let's look at the live trades. So these are screenshots after I entered a trade. So just to set the stage, this level did not take the short trade here because that was the near miss and just marked it as done. And when they got above this level and started to go up, my next area to go short for a trade was way up here. And I just had a pretty good feeling that was a destination. So instead of just waiting for them to get there, I did something I don't normally do, and I jumped on board kind of late to the game. You can see where I went long with 2 contracts about here and got a few shots of this trade. So I decided the prudent thing to do was take some profit off halfway up or so, or part of the way up. So I did, took 1 contract off, trailed it. Whatever was going to happen first, I would take it, and they went all the way up and got me the second part of that. Then I went short 4 here. Like I said, I felt pretty confident about this area. And so let me pause this. So I'm short 4, taking 2 off at this point, and trailing the other 2 down, and took 1 off here. Got pretty close. I had like a 10-point trailer here. 1 contract off, $4,000 there. And so I'm going to pause this about right here. So you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just trailing this 1 contract down because I want them to continue to go down farther. I was willing to go all the way down here. If they were to get down here before the end of the day, I'd buy down here at 560.04 with the operating level adjusted. I hadn't adjusted this at this point. And then something happened around here. I don't know. I remember being on a phone call, kind of going back and forth, and I must have just closed it out of the market because I looked over and it was just completely gone. Like I had just closed the trade out about right there. It was $700 something to the good, and that was unfortunate because, as I suspected, they went farther down. Well, we'll just go back to the full screen and you can see. So this was the general area. They came down to this level, and it was in this little spike here. I thought, well, oh, did they stop me out here? But no, they didn't. It wasn't enough to stop me out. I was still above this area, and they continued lower. So I kind of missed this last part, but I was already $3,600 or so to the good at this point. So I was pretty happy. I went out to lunch and didn't really worry about the rest of the day. And as it turned out, they really didn't give any trades according to the way I like to trade them. Like I said, this last level, while it worked, I was not willing to take this trade. So those were just the two trades, long from here, short from there, and that was it. Certainly not a bad way to start out the week. Looking at our tracking logs, if you're playing by the rules, you would not have triggered that first one because of the near miss, and you would have waited till that zone, and you would have averaged in, and you would have got a base hit on the average of those two levels. And then if you took a recycle on that other trade on the other level that didn't, on the other side of that level that didn't work for the first short trade, you could have had a recycle, and then that last level was not, down here at column C, was not triggered because of the time of day. So 12 points. Not too bad. I actually got, the cumulative points were like 50-something points, but because it was between two trades, one was 2 contracts, the other was 4, right in the middle kind of somewhere. It was at around 25 points for an average of 3 contracts because my net before commissions was $37.50. Not a bad day. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in to today's E-mini futures trading recap. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily recaps, and we will be back at it tomorrow with fresh levels and a new game plan. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.